In this video, I'm going to be talking all about the Orange Shaolin Robes we have for sale at Enso Martial Arts. I'm going to be talking about all of their features, when and where you will be able to wear these, who wears them, and at the end, I'm going to put together a short montage of people training in Shaolin Kung Fu. Hi, my name's Doug Swift. I've been doing martial arts for the past 34 years and I've been the owner of Enso Martial Arts for the past 17 years. If you like this video, click the little icon down below, subscribe to this channel and get all the latest videos on all of the products we have here for sale at Enso Martial Arts. So let's get into this video and learn all about the Orange Shaolin Robes we have for sale at Enso. So for this video, I've roped in my buddy Eric to do a little bit of modelling to show you these Orange Shaolin Robes. I didn't fancy putting them on and Eric was more than happy to oblige so you can see exactly how they fit and look before you make a decision about buying them. So Shaolin robes are mainly associated with Shaolin Kung Fu, so therefore any kind of Kung Fu that has come out of the Shaolin Temple in China. And now there is people teaching Shaolin Kung Fu all over the world, and there is a kind of variation on those Shaolin styles. Some that come from the southern Shaolin Temple, you won't see them so much in robes necessarily, but a lot of the northern temple, which is what it's called, which is the actual Shaolin Temple from Henan province, all of the styles coming out of that temple, a lot of those schools will be wearing robes. Could argue that it's a little bit contentious about wearing orange or grey, which is the other colour that we sell here. Now, so you could argue traditionally orange is only held for the kind of ordained monks, as it were, and grey is kind of for the layman. Now, ordained monks also, you know, there's levels of ordained, whether people have sort of just taken a discipleship, it's not necessarily ordained, but a lot of them will like wear orange, or whether they're a fully ordained monk, you know, they'll wear more Buddhist robes, like Buddhist ceremonial robes, rather than sort of training robes. These are designed for training in Kung Fu and doing demos and displays and all the rest of it. They wouldn't be the robes that you'd wear to do sort of ceremonies and things like that. So for that, something else that we don't get involved in, because that's much more the Buddhist side of things rather than the martial arts side of things. Now, you do see a lot of schools that are wearing orange. Now, there is kind of a timeline about it. So certain schools where the instructor trained at Shaolin for a stint, you know, everyone was wearing orange, and that's, you know, arguably got a bit out of fashions at certain times, and then people would just only wear grey. So if you go to the temple now, or at least when I did a few years ago, most people are wearing grey, even the monks, you know, the like full monks, full names, they've lived there all their lives. You know, their teachers, their masters and all the rest of it, most of them will be wearing grey day to day. You don't see that many people wearing orange. However, you do see some European schools that come to Shaolin to train and everybody is wearing orange. So it's a little bit of a kind of difficult situation about whether you're allowed to wear orange or not. Personally, if I was going to go and train at Shaolin, I wouldn't personally wear orange at all. It would definitely be grey. It's, you know, it's quite a bit of a statement to turn up in orange, but you do see people that do it. Definitely schools that do it all over the world. You see everybody just wears orange robes. So I think the easiest thing to do with this situation is to just follow the crowd. So to do what everybody else is doing. If your school is all wearing orange and training in orange, that's the colour to get. If you're going to the temple to train by yourself, if you want to buy robes before you go, I'd almost certainly buy grey, again, because that's currently what everybody's doing at the temple. If you go into a different school in Dongfeng or somewhere else in China, you know, and you can do a bit of research before, see what colour they're wearing, or simply just wait until you get there and then buy stuff when you get there, and you've got a very clear idea of what is okay and what is not. So I would always err on the side of caution, follow the crowd, and that's definitely the way to go. If you're at a school where you wear orange, obviously it's absolutely acceptable, so then this will be the colour for you. Now, another thing that's worth knowing about orange is that you do see some people with these horrendously luminous, bright orange things, and you're convinced that it will absolutely glow in the dark and you could use them as a light to take around like the dark bits of the of the Shaolin Temple and the surrounding areas and all the rest of it. Just take the guy around with you, just being a nice delight. But we have gone for the not so completely luminous robes. I don't particularly like them. You know, the kind of softer orange, although I know in the camera now it looks pretty bright, but they're a kind of softer, slightly more natural looking colour of robe. Also, they do have a feel to them. Those luminous ones are almost like a polyester, like a satin shiny feel. These have a much more of a cotton feel to them. Now, they still have polyester in them. Most stuff now, especially around in this price range or below, in all martial arts stuff, the traditional stuff, has a bit of polycotton in it because cotton's just become so expensive. But they do have a really nice cotton feel to them, so they're nice and soft, very comfortable and soft on your skin, which is what you want, especially if you're going to be in it all day training or like competing, doing demos in it, whatever. You definitely want it to be comfortable. And yeah, they're not so luminous and bright, slightly more natural, which is really good for these robes. Now, some schools, and again it goes back to following the crowd, some schools will wear them for every single class all the time, in and out, training with them all the time. Some of the schools that I've trained with in the past, they only use them for demos, so most people are just training some sort of trouser bottoms, maybe just the robe trousers and then a t-shirt or a vest for training on top. You know, they're not crazily cheap, so it's not something that you want to wade through. It's not necessarily about the price, more about availability. So we're really lucky here that we've now managed to secure a really good supply of the robes. But in the past, it's been really hard to get them. So in the UK in general, just getting robes is quite difficult. We send a lot of these like across the world, a lot to America and whatnot, just because it's so hard for people to pick up this stuff. You know, supply has become quite tricky. So it's not the type of thing that you want to just trash and just wear out, because of they're quite hard to get. You know, like I said here, we're quite lucky and we've now got a pretty good supply. Now, as you can see from Eric's brilliant modelling, you get the top, and this is like a wrap over the top, just as you expect with a robe, and you've got 3 toggles down the side that secures this. Now, you can actually wear these as like a half sleeve, so you show half your body if you want. So one half's open, the other half is sleeved. I haven't actually seen anyone do that, even in Shaolin, for years and years and years. You know, it was kind of a thing around in the 80s or whatnot. I don't know, maybe people do it more so in summer, but I haven't really seen that. But you can do that with these if you want to. So you get the wraparound top, quite a long body on these, which is really nice, but a big split up the side, as most splits are on martial arts stuff. So it gives you a nice bit of kicking freedom with the robe top, and really nice loose baggy trousers, which is what you want. Now, with this belt, you do get a black sash that comes with it. This doesn't mean that you need to be a black belt, or you know, you get a black belt when you buy it or anything like that. That's just the belt you get with these orange robes. The yellow ones don't look so good that come with the grey robes. They don't really have a belt system in Shaolin. You might do it at your own club, like wherever you are, but in Shaolin, the black belt thing isn't really recognised. It's just that the colours go, I guess. So black for orange, and they have yellow for the grey robes. I know a lot of schools out there do their own grading system, so maybe you would have to wear a different colour belt. The assumption is that if you're wearing an orange robe, you're probably going to be relatively high up anyway in terms of your skill and abilities, so maybe you would have achieved black belt level anyway. You also get socks, white socks that go with these, and the elasticated wraps that you can strap up, so you can have kind of like gaiters in a way. Really good because they help stop the bottoms of your trousers flapping about all over the place, so they definitely are a really good addition to this robe. So they come with the robes, trousers and belt. Now, one thing that's worth noting is that even though it does have a bit of polyester in it, I wouldn't necessarily trust the colour to not leach a bit. You know, it's probably not being pre-washed, so I wouldn't 100% trust it if I were you. If you did want to wash the socks with the robes, you know, you might come out with slightly orange socks. You might not, but you know, I wouldn't really trust it. I've never had orange robes, only ever the grey, and they've been fine. But then if you get slightly grey socks, you know, it's not really a problem. So I'd probably wash it on its own or with other orange, red coloured stuff, at least for the first like few washes. I wouldn't really trust it. Also, you don't really need to wash it that hot. You know, it's going to clean absolutely fine, like 30-40 degrees will be absolutely fine. You don't need to boil the hell out of the thing. You know, nice sensible washing. Make sure you can air dry it, preferably in direct sunlight. Just keep the bacteria nice and low. It's kind of standard advice for all martial arts clothing, all kind of gym training clothing really. Yeah, and then you should have a nice long-lasting gi and not have bright orange socks. Another little bit of advice that's worth noting is I've done these sizes in small, medium, large, XL. Now that is based on adult sizes. So if you're familiar with the standard martial arts size in the 160, 3 160s, 4 170, 5 180, 6 190, that's basically what I've based these on. So small being a 3 160, which is kind of an average height of like 160 centimeters, medium 170, which would be me, large, you know, 180, 180 centimeters ish, you know, and 190 for an XL. Now, some people like them really baggy, some people not so much, so it's a little bit of a guessing game. If you're not entirely sure, just drop a comment in the box below or give us an email or a call and we'll do our best to help you out. But as a sort of gauge in sizes, that's where you want to be. Kind of 180, I would say, would be a large size. That's kind of all I've got to say on the robes. Really great product. We're really happy that we've got a really good supply of them. But you know, it may or may not last forever. We hope it will last forever. But if you see them, definitely get them. If you know you're allowed to wear them, you know, we're probably one of only a few suppliers really out there that do them. So grab what you can, and when we've got it, worth knowing that, because you know, there's not a lot of suppliers these days doing them. We do pride ourselves at Enso Martial Arts having a pretty good selection of Shaolin Kung Fu training kits, so as well as the orange robes, we also have the aforementioned grey robes, the really popular Feiyu training shoes in black and white, whole range of training weapons including waxwood staffs, rattan staffs, spears, monk spades, guandaos, wind and fire wheels, shields. We do the breaking bars that you can whack over your head, loads and loads of stuff. So if you want to see the full range of weapons, check out the website ensomartialarts.com. So as promised at the beginning of the video, here's a short montage of people training in Shaolin Kung Fu. Thanks very much for watching. I hope it was useful. I hope you learned loads about the orange Shaolin robes we have for sale here at Enso Martial Arts. If you like this video, click the little icon down below, subscribe to our channel and get all the latest videos on all of the products we have here for sale at Enso. Thanks very much, and I'll see you soon. Cheers!